Hey y'all, welcome to Baget, the home of family creativity. My name is Cedrica Baggett, and our mission at Baget is to bridge the gap between generations through cooking with creativity and originality. Now, let's go ahead and get started with tonight's show. Let's go into my favorite part of the show, which is motivational moment. Yes, girls, motivational moment. So today's quote is growth and comfort do not coexist. Let me repeat myself. Growth and comfort do not coexist, which means if you want to grow, you got to get uncomfortable to get comfortable. You understand what I'm saying? So we have to go out, get out of our heads, step out into our outside of our comfort zone and achieve the goals that we wanted to achieve to get further in our life, our finances, our careers, our businesses, so on and so forth. So remember, ladies, to make sure you know that growth and comfort do not coexist. They do not go together. They're the opposite. Okay. So you got to get out of that comfort zone for you to grow in your mind, grow in like life in general. All right. So that was our time for motivational moment. Let's move on to today's fun food fact. So today's fun food fact is egg yolks. Egg yolks are one of the few foods that are a naturally good source of vitamin D. I did not know that, and I'm a chef. I did not know that. So that was very new for me that it's a good source of vitamin D, especially now since everybody's in the house, crammed in the house due to COVID-19. Nobody's out and about like usual. So that's a good information to know as far as, because everybody needs vitamin D because we're not getting a lot right now because everybody's not going out in the sun during the day as usual as we used to. And of course, we need vitamin D for our skin to remain healthy. And so that's a good tip for y'all. Make sure y'all know that egg yolks are one of the few foods that are a naturally good source of vitamin D. And now I am going to move into today's recipe. And this is a little different for me, guys. So today's recipe is called chicken salad angel eggs. Now, let me tell you first how I came up with this title. So my mom, she does not like calling deviled eggs, that she doesn't like the deviled part. So I was like, what's the opposite of deviled? Angel. So I named it chicken salad angel eggs. So I will show you guys my chicken salad angel egg right here. I made a plate here. And so it is chicken salad and I mixed it with a whole bunch of goodness, let me tell you. And of course the egg yolk as well. And for you guys to get this, I want to point that to y'all again. That look good. And for you guys to get this recipe, I make sure you go to my blog, which is badgeraprons.com/blog/news. And you could get this recipe. And please, of course, let me know how you like it and post a picture of yours as well, because I want to see how you do yours. And make sure you post in the comments on the blog and let me know how you like it, everything like that, and post a picture because I love to get feedback from you guys and I love to hear like if you did something a little different to yours. So that's today's recipe for today. And let me tell you, it is good. It was the first time I made this, so it's very different. I like to try different things all the time in my cooking and making everything. So it is very good. I have the greatest food critics, which is in my house, my kids. So they will tell me the truth, because kids are honest. So that is today's recipe. So make sure you guys go to the blog, which is badgeraprons.com/blog/news. It is actually in the link below if you're watching on YouTube right now. Okay, so let's move into today's topic. All right. So of course I have a guest on. Her name is Lori Beard. She is an author, speaker, and a life coach. And of course, most importantly, she is a mom. So you guys, I want to help me welcome Lori Beard to today's show. Hi. Are you muted?
I'm happy to be here. And I was going to say without technical problems, and I jinxed it.
Finally, right? Second time around. It's so good to see you again.
Thank you. Likewise. It's good to see you.
Thank you. So go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yeah. So I'm a mom, and that's first thing. Well, before that, I'm a daughter, wife, and a mom now. And it's just so happy. I can't complain about life. Just life is great. I love being a life coach and living my truth, my purpose. With that, I also do clinical hypnosis. And I just love helping individuals find their souls, living their truth, finding their purpose, for a life of personal joy and professional fulfillment. And that's who I am.
Awesome. So go ahead, share your story, share whatever you want to share with everybody.
Yeah. So I was just a little girl that was in this household, loving household, mother that worked, single mom that worked many jobs, couple of jobs usually at a time to provide for the family. And I stayed at home with my grandma. So I came from this cycle of grandma was divorced, mom was divorced, my aunts were divorced, and all these men in my family were pretty much the ones that harmed my female, role models. And then that kind of fascinated my attention to human behavior, and also, of course, created a lot of insecurities and all that growing up in a Catholic school where all the ladies there and all the other teachers were properly married, and had money, and they were working maybe just because they were bored, and my mom was working there out of need, and she was the only single person. And while we were in a Catholic school, we were not Catholic, so we still got like a sore thumb, right? So anyways, I think it was more self-inflicted, right? That probably those were my perceptions of how they treated me or whatever, but also it's kind of like you make it bigger, or it seemed bigger at that age, of those ages of those years of formation. But then I grew up, and then I was like, no man's gonna harm me, and I'm gonna marry for good and forever instead of to get a divorce. I'm gonna break that cycle. It was my kind of like my mantra. So I was always wanting to be a mom, and I did. I enjoyed those years of being a mom. And then when my youngest kid went to kindergarten, I thought I wanted to go back to school too and do something different than changing diapers or nursing. And that's when I went to school for what I am doing right now, and I loved it. And as it turned out, if I was to become a healer, right, and help people in their journey to tap into their bigger self and to help them build self-confidence, I needed that for myself too. And I love that all that homework helped us that were going through school, for that, to open up our eyes to our truth, our pains and our scars and our wounds that were there unhealed and unspoken of. And at some point I was like, who am I? And oh my goodness, I am discovering all these things thanks to this homework. And it was a rude awakening, and it was amazing. It was like purging. It was like spring cleaning, right? It gets kind of messy with the purpose of getting the space better. And that is what I do with my clients now, if that makes sense.
Awesome. Yeah, it makes sense, because pretty much what I'm hearing is you decided a long time ago that you were going to break the cycle from what you were exposed to as a child, as far as, women being in bad relationships, getting divorces or whatnot. And you decided to break that cycle. And with your clients, you focus on pretty much it's the mindset, right?
Right. And I totally need to say here, I know divorces need to happen many times, and I am very happy and pleased that my mom made that choice, right? I'm not saying, it's very common nowadays, but there's still a lot of, as common as it is, and that's, everybody's divorced, it still leaves a bitter taste. I was the youngest of 4, and I thought, was I damaged? I mean, because basically that's when dad left, or when they got separated. So I thought I wasn't good enough for him to stay around, or it wasn't exciting, for him to just try to work it out with, so those things. And I look back and I didn't know all this was happening in my head all these years, except for looking back, I have been able to finally tackle those things, those issues. And yeah, divorce needs to happen, but many times. But in my case, it was what motivated me to pursue something different, something that I knew it was going to last forever. That the mate, my husband, I knew, and we kind of talked, very real. Yeah. I'm like, this is what I'm used to, but this is what I want. Are you in the game with me to fight for this? And through the years, this Friday, it's going to be our 27th anniversary. Wow. It's been a roller coaster of emotion, but I think we're more in love now than in those early days, just because of the hard work and the experiences we've had together and we've been able to overcome.
That's amazing. So what has motivated you
to keep it going, or what?
Keep it going, keep the mind on a positive.
So my work, because I work at a subconscious level to get to the root causes of these things, these issues, traumas and dramas of life, that is my goal. My goal and what motivates me is to understand that I am more than my narrative, that I am more than that beginning of the chapters of our stories, right? I have my book right here, and let me see. There's a quote that I love, and let me know how much time we have, because I can talk. And it says something like, okay, wait and see. It says something like, I'm just quoting somebody else, that although no one can go back and make a brand new start, anyone can start from now and make a brand new ending. That quote is by James R. Sherman. Okay. And I always think that, and I love what you said at the beginning, it was a quote about growth and comfort zone cannot coexist.
Yes, growth and
what is it? Comfort, like comfort zone, or
not coexist. Yeah.
Right. And the same as fear and faith. One repels the other one, and darkness and light, etc. So that is like, we didn't write, and sometimes we have become victims, right? And we have been victims. That's something that we need to acknowledge sometimes, but it's not going to define us, or it's not where we need to dwell, because then we stay in a place of victimhood. And it's true, we have been victims. There's nobody that can deny that many, many times we have been victims, and there's nothing wrong with that, and we're not at fault. But the important part is to step out of that zone, which it can be the comfort zone. And I don't call it comfort zone because it's kind of uncomfortable, but it's what we know. I call it more the known zone. And so because we're so afraid of the unknown, sometimes we're like, that's okay. I'll continue Netflix binging. I'll continue eating emotionally. Because I don't know how is it to feel different, or to make the changes I need to feel different. So yeah, we didn't write the first chapters of our stories, but we have that power. What is it that it said? To start from now and make a brand new ending. Yeah. And I always say that today is the first day, the rest of our life. What are we going to do with it?
That's amazing. I love that. So, who has been the 3 most influential people in your life?
3?
Yes, if you have 3, if you don't, that's fine.
Oh, absolutely. My grandma. Remember, I had mom working out, she was the provider, like the man of the house, so to speak.
Right.
But then also my grandma was kind of like the stay-at-home mom that stayed with us and nurtured us. Oh my goodness. And she would speak with the truth and with so much wisdom. My grandma, and then my mom, of course, and my husband.
That's amazing. And so, how many kids do you tell the public? How many kids you have?
I have 8.
Yeah. I want to point that out because she looks amazing.
Thank you. 6 boys, 2 girls, and 4 grandbabies.
God bless you.
Thank you, thank you.
That's a blessing. And so, like with your kids, what has been like you guys' your family, your whole family? What has been you guys' go-to meals since COVID-19?
Go-to meals.
Yeah.
Oh, homemade pizza. Oh,
Hmm.
and I think I shared it with you last time. Is the Alfredo's chicken Alfredo sauce.
Yes. Yes. And that is
Yeah,
so easy to make too.
and see, I've been consistent in that answer because that's been kind of like a big, like, oh, let's discovery instead of like the red sauce spaghettis,
Mhm.
we kind of flipped it to the Alfredo sauce, and it's just so yummy because I add the cream cheese and the Parmesan cheese, and it just makes this creamy sauce. And I don't eat the chicken; I'm vegetarian, but
Oh yeah.
but the rest of the family eats it with the chicken and with some garlic bread on the side and a Caesar salad.
That's
It's
amazing.
just fantastic.
It's very good and it's simple. It's
Right?
simple to make. Yes, I got to remember to make me some myself and see how I want to twist it.
Yeah. How would you twist it? Tell me some tips.
You know, I don't know at the moment because every time I get into my cooking zone, it really happens. My ideas pop up at a random. Like I could be in the middle of making something and be like, it'll be like a light bulb go off, like, how about add this? Because most of my recipes come from not having something, not having a certain ingredient. So I
Okay.
find the most random thing to substitute with. And that's how my recipes evolve into greatness.
That is amazing. I think that needs to be a tagline or something in your brand.
Yeah.
Make
So
it into
really,
something.
it's so random. Like I'll just be in the kitchen or sometimes I'll be watching TV. I'll be like, oh wow, that's a great idea. It's just I can't even explain
And then
it.
you make it your own.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
best.
And so that's how I come up with my special recipes.
Awesome. Fantastic.
Yes. And so now I am going to pull up your information for everybody, for the audience that's watching now and later on that you'll be watching. If you want to find Lori, she is on Instagram at Lori Beard Coaching. And also she has a Facebook group, which is amazing.
Oh,
Is Your
thank you.
Perfectly Imperfect Brand, which pretty much highlights it's a supportive community, which improve your skills to get hands-on pretty virtual, of course, right now, hands-on
Yeah.
to build a thriving entrepreneurial brand. And she also brings on guests to speak their knowledge. I've been on her Facebook group and went
You're
live with
amazing.
her as well, which is amazing. So she has a lot of people that bring their knowledge to her group. So of course, you guys want to connect with her and be a part of her group. That is where you can find her on Facebook and also on Instagram. And
Absolutely.
so I want to thank you for coming on my show again. And I'm so grateful that it went smooth. I know technical difficulties because we cannot have that.
Absolutely.
And of course, you are amazing. And it was a blessing to have you on. And for the audience, I want to thank you for watching. If you're on Facebook watching right now, make sure you go to the other side on YouTube, subscribe, hit the notification bell. And so you could be reminded of the upcoming shows. And of course, there are more episodes on there as well for you to tune into. And of course, if you are on YouTube as of now, make sure you hit that notification bell and make sure you are subscribed as well. And of course, again, for you guys to get the recipe for tonight, it is on badgeaprons.com/blog/news, and you could get even more recipes on there as well. So I want to thank everybody for watching. And of course, I want to remind you again that growth and comfort do not coexist at all. Okay, guys? So until next time, make sure you guys tune in to Badge Live. Hold on, guys. I want to bring something up. Okay. Make sure you guys tune in to Badge next Wednesday, 6 p.m. Pacific time, virtual, of course, and don't miss it. All right. So until next time, bye.
Thanks for having me and congratulations for your great work.
Thank you.